Welcome to Inspiration in Action Television, where you'll meet people who will inspire you to bring your dreams to life. Our guest today is Erin Crotty. She is founder and director of Bloomstra Consulting. She deals with etiquette and image, which I think is super duper important in this modern era, especially, right?
It absolutely is. It can help distinguish yourself from your competition.
Exactly, and that's what we're all about, is finding your voice so that you stand out from the rest.
Absolutely.
Now, your story is really interesting because she's looking really afraid. Like,
really?
What she's gonna say. It is really interesting because, from what I understand, you started out your career in law.
I did.
Yeah.
And people have a challenging time connecting my practice as a lawyer and transitioning into etiquette and image. But it's actually very connected. Mm-hmm. So I started working at law firms when I was 19. And at 40 years old, I made a very significant career change. Mm-hmm. So that was my life. It's what I knew. If they were my people, it was my comfort zone, and it was something I felt really confident and good at. Mm-hmm. But I always felt that there was something missing. So when I turned 40, I did a lot of soul searching.
It happens to me, right? At 21, at 40, at 50, at 60,
exactly.
Really life-changing.
Yeah, what did I really want to be when I grew up?
Yeah.
And through my career in law, I had practiced, and then I moved into an in-house position, in-house counsel, and then I started taking on law firm management roles. And I've always been driven to help people, but what I discovered through that early journey was that my drive was really more about helping organizations and the people within them grow, which is why I naturally started gravitating towards management roles and learning the business of law. So I found myself in management roles where I was the director of professional recruitment. I was managing director of a local firm for a number of years. And prior to starting my consulting firm, I was the director of professional recruitment at Canada's largest firm. And I thought I'd hit the gold pot. Like, this was, my dream job. I was so happy. It was a great environment. I had all the comforts and the support that I could ever ask for. But that piece was missing. And I realized that I needed to make a greater impact and have a far greater reach than I could do internally working for one organization. Mm-hmm. So that's when I decided to take the leap and start Bloomstra Consulting.
But it's a leap that's sort of incongruous in a sense. I mean, you talk about people having a hard time understanding it. Explain, please.
What I was finding in my director roles within firms was that your intellectual capacity and abilities and expertise was only one factor in helping you reach business success and life success. Mm-hmm. And I had this vision of what I could do, but I wasn't sure how to do that. Mm-hmm. And I realized I needed to be in a position to create programs and opportunities to help people build their interpersonal skills so that they could connect with other people in a more authentic, appropriate, and inspiring way to help them reach their professional and personal goals. Mm-hmm. And that's where etiquette and image do come in, because it really surrounds your professional presence, how you carry yourself, your poise, that thing that you leave people with, that first and lasting impression. And in the business world in particular, that is something that's going to help you distinguish yourself from the competition. What I like to really emphasize is how to outclass your competition. Ooh. Because it's about doing it with respect and dignity and creating trust with another person.
Well, you're the living, breathing example of what you're teaching. When I first met Erin, I remember it was at a Women's Business Network event, and she just looked as put together as she does today. But she was handing out little presents to everybody, giving everybody a little gift. Now tell me, that doesn't leave an impression.
Well, thank you. And that was actually I've been involved with the Women's Business Network for about 7 years, and your particular presentation left an incredible impression on everybody. That was perhaps the most inspiring, energetic, memorable experience that anybody at the WBN has had. So the feeling is very mutual.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think it is really important because I think often, as you say, intellectually, we may know a lot, but it's how do we present ourselves, and what lasting impression do we leave with people, and how are we connecting with people, and are we doing it with respect? Because, we need guidance in this modern era to know how to be around people, to make a difference.
Well, there's so much anxiety, especially for new professionals. in how you do engage with people. So how do you create opportunities for new business? How do you maintain current business? How do you sustain those long-lasting, meaningful relationships? And there really is a way, every day we're engaging with people, and we all have the tools in our toolbox that we take out and that we do use, but there's a manner in which you can use them so that they have a far greater impact and leave people with that, that favorable, positive impression so that they want to continue to build that relationship with you. And that's why etiquette and image is so incredibly important, especially in the business world.
Give me 3 tips that you would offer people safe.
Well, let's look at etiquette first. So what I really focus on is your professional presence. Sometimes when you meet somebody and there's just something about them, you can't quite put your finger on it, but there's something wonderful. That has to speak to their professional presence. So 3 things that I think are really important about making that favorable and lasting impression is, first and foremost, make sure that you look approachable, that you are friendly, and that you are engaging. Put a smile on your face. It's such a simple thing. So obviously you're never fully dressed without a smile. That goes to image as well, because an image is part of your outfit. So those two go hand in hand. Your posture is also part of that. So when you have good posture, your chin is up, your eyes naturally go up, it creates an instant impression of confidence. And eye contact is very important. In the business world, if you can't make eye contact with another person, your eyes are down, or they're shifting all over the place, or you're too intense, you can actually put people off. And the impression that you could leave would be maybe you lack self-confidence, or you're not trustworthy, or you're too intense and people won't want to work with you. And then another really important one is your handshake. We've all had handshakes where you're meeting somebody for the first time and you're just like, that was really, really gross. Or wow, that person had an incredible handshake and you just you feel very good about that. So having a good handshake, firm but friendly handshake, not a bone crusher, not the limp fish, is really important in the business world. And these are all simple things that we do every day. But if you're aware of the impression that they leave another person, they can actually help enhance your overall etiquette and your overall image.
What joy do you get personally from doing what you do?
I love what I do. I love talking about what I do. I love helping people reach their professional goals and build their confidence. I love seeing people transform and realizing that they have everything within them to reach those goals, but they can do so with more impact. I feel far more authentic in what I do each and every day. What I've learned over time, it's not the person with the biggest and loudest voice or who's most aggressive or who can get to the beginning of the line for everything that actually becomes successful. It's when you can actually be true to what you do, why you do it, living on purpose each and every day. These have been the biggest lessons over the last 3 years being in business for myself. And I think because I feel so in touch with my passions, my purpose, and everything is aligned now, that naturally comes out. And that's what I'm able to give others. And the feedback that I've gotten has been, people feel excited when they talk to me, and I'm always baffled by that because I've never had that response before. So I know I'm on the right track when I'm having a conversation and people feel that positive energy and they take something away from that.
I love it. I love what you do, Erin, and I just am so proud of you for making such a great difference in the world. People need what you have.
Thank you very much, Kathy. They need what you have too, so we go hand in hand.
We're working on it, sister.
We are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.